Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the BAMoT show. We are Tuesday, November 8th. Today we have John Barrera from the Kerrville Podcast with us. We're going to be talking about his journey with that. So we are Blue Acre Marketing of Texas. We are a marketing and branding agency by day, and we are here to fulfill every need that you need, small business wise. We offer group coaching, consulting, and we are hitting the market with some awesome automation tools. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be sweeping the market. You ready? All right. So John, you want to take us away? John and John, here we go.
Yeah, so a little bit about me. I'm also a licensed realtor, and I just so happened to show a property and met this wonderful guy. I did not realize that you were with Kerrville Podcast and that you were the founders. So we immediately had that conversation and was just like, we were like, okay, we need to make something happen. And on top of that, this guy went out of his way to show up to that property, meet with me, and talk about the property. And then when we had the showing the second time, he came out and turned the AC on, made everything nice. So he went above and beyond as a realtor, and I just have a lot of respect for that. So it's really good to have you on the show. And like I said, this is very organic, so we're not like scripting anything.
Yeah.
So, but really wanted to kind of talk to you about your real estate journey and how kind of your podcast journey has helped boost your real estate.
It really has. It gives people a sense of meeting you before they actually meet you. And we'll go back a couple of steps. So I didn't find the Kerrville Podcast by myself. So Michaela Taylor was my partner, and is still one of my best friends. But I came to Michaela with the idea of the Kerrville Small Business Network because I was doing virtual tours at the time. And I wanted to get all of my customers in one spot so I could just post virtual tours onto that Facebook page and have a Kerrville Small Business Network Facebook page, and then just be selling directly to everybody on one page. And then Michaela's like, let's do a podcast. Boom. Next thing you know, I went out of my comfort zone because I was horrible at speaking in front of people. But after, 2 years of doing it, I got a little better at it. And so hats off to Michaela, big time, because Michaela brought me out of my comfort zone. And then Michaela went through a transition, which also was, a big learning experience for me.
Yeah.
But you asked if I monetized and, how it helped me in real estate.
Yeah.
And absolutely. I think any profession you're in, I think you should talk about it and constantly not push and sell, but get people familiar with you, because people do business with people they
trust,
like, know, and trust.
That relationship-based marketing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And while you're asleep, these podcasts are working and selling for you, and people are knowing, and trusting you through your podcast.
Yeah.
Through listening to your voice, through checking out what's his perspective, how does he view this point, just hearing you talk and hearing how you view different subjects and how you handle different subjects and situations. And
So when you first started, were you on the first episode of Kerrville Podcast, or did you jump in with Michaela after it was already kicked off?
we created from episode 1 together. We had Scott Thibodeau with Wahoo's Seafood before he had Wahoo's restaurant. He was episode 1. And dude, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Have you gone back and watched it?
Yeah, because you got to reflect like some of those YouTubers when they first start on guitar or whatever. And they're like, this is my first, and then they're singing, and they keep that YouTube video up to show their listeners that, hey, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why we kept that one up. To Michaela said, go back and listen to this, John.
Right.
Go back and listen to yourself. You were stuttering, you were scared, but
you break that after a while. You kind of get through it. So y'all initially just did audio only, right?
Audio only.
So what encouraged you to incorporate a live video element?
Well, if you look at the greats, just like in real estate, we follow, Keller Williams, we read Real Estate Millionaire and all that. You could just follow the greats, and we looked at Joe Rogan and we're like, dude, that guy's got audio and video, and let's do it too.
Yeah.
Let's do it too. And then next thing you know, people see you, and then they see you in town. first time I had somebody see me in town, hey, you're on the Kerrville Podcast. I was like, well, yes, I am.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it works.
Yeah,
Well,
so definitely.
the diversified, like having the podcast, being a realtor, and now you're a new dad, or is this your second?
This is my second with my wife, and then I have a biological daughter out of wedlock. She's got a daddy, and then I'm John, so it all works. And we just keep that cool, and we're in her life, and we love her very much. And yeah, so I'm a father to 3, a daddy to 2.
Yeah.
And I'm there for all of them.
That's awesome.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
So along since episode 1 to episode 90, what would you say were some of the challenges that you were kind of running into there?
Challenges were, you got to get your guests, you got to schedule your guests.
Mhm.
We really didn't have too many. I mean, just stay consistent with it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's
just
actually
scheduling guests and stay consistent.
Yeah, that's my next question was, were there times you had trouble sticking with it?
During the pandemic was kind of difficult to get people in a room together, and
Mhm.
nobody wanted to be. I mean, us in Texas, we didn't give a damn, dude, but
Yeah.
nobody didn't want to be like offending anybody. Be like, oh, can we be on TV, or can we be, can people see us this close? And it was a weird time.
Yeah, it was a very weird time. Well, were there times where people doubted you in what you were doing? Or like, oh,
Always,
you shouldn't be
dude.
doing this.
Always.
Yeah.
That goes with anything.
Yeah.
People were like, stay in the 9 to 5, don't take any risks.
Right.
Graduate or retire. And I'm like, dude, that's not me. That's not what I'm gonna do. Take a risk. I mean, anything that's great has always come with risks. And I've learned throughout the podcast, each and every prominent guest we've had on, they've all had a couple of things in common. One was taking a leap of faith at some point in their life.
Yeah.
And the second was giving back and being involved in the community.
Yeah.
And providing value to the community.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it.
And I'm not like trying to say, oh, look at me, I'm 91 episodes ahead. But one thing that I've learned is I probably have got more out of the Kerrville podcast than any of our listeners.
Yeah.
Than any of our guests. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Right.
dude.
Yeah.
You get to pick the minds of the people. Like you have all of Kerrville and you're like, okay, I want to know more about that guy.
Right.
How did he get to where he's at?
Yeah.
And dude, you get him right there in the seat, and just like y'all are doing with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not some high and mighty guy in the community, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And this is how you get there, is through these podcasts. Whether you're a plumber, electrician, whether you're the mayor, dude, have a podcast.
Yeah. Run a podcast out there and get your face and your name out there. That's kind of exactly it's branding. You really try to push who you are and what your business is about in an organic way. People want to connect with people that they're buying from. So
Absolutely.
It's a big part of marketing today. It's no longer a sales pitch to everybody.
Yeah.
It's how can I relate to you?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody likes being sold to anymore.
No, not at all.
I think the sell me the spin mentality is a way of the past.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's a guy that I'll bring up probably every episode. His name is Michael Burnoff, and he did a keynote presentation that I watched, and he said, when you're talking to somebody, they will identify as somebody that doesn't buy from you. So how do you break that? You need to make a sale. So how do you get into their mind and convert them to being a customer? And so that's his whole keynote presentation was basically relating to your customer and building that relationship with them organically, like actually caring. And once you make that connection, then you have that trust.
What do you do when your customer opposes and objects and says, look, I really don't want your services?
Yeah. At that point, you just say, hey, it's not for everybody. You move on,
Take a deep breath and find the next thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's who we were actually, before we were live, we were having a conversation about real estate. And, I've had this client, and I won't mention a name, but I've helped them for 3 different trips and spent over hundreds of hours trying to help them find their forever home. But there's 4 people involved, 2 couples, and they ghosted me. And it's just one of those things. It's like, you know what? I can be really angry about it, or I can just move on and maybe find the next client that is meant to be. So, but
There's
that's like for the podcast. Like for me, I was kind of in the same boat, and I'm still in the same boat. I'm still like the self-image of what are people thinking about me on this podcast right now. It's always been a big like hindrance for me, and now I'm just like I don't care. I'm going to respect people, but I don't care about opinions as much as I used to.
Yeah.
And that's been a big thing for me with getting myself out there.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of want to pick your brain apart on you know podcast to real estate and how that probably gave you so much confidence in your self-image. And you're a positive guy, and I've only met you one other time.
Thank you.
Really,
Really, John.
I mean, the energy is always it's so good to be around people that are positive and successful and know they're going to be successful.
Yeah.
If they're still working
Yeah.
towards it.
right.
Yeah, and it's difficult. Just like you said, being in front of somebody, you're like, oh, what do they think about me? And then you have to not just like the good and the bad. Like we're like, I don't care what somebody thinks about me bad, but you also shouldn't care what somebody says about you good. Like, oh man, you're gonna go places. Don't take that to heart. Oh man, you ain't gonna do nothing with your life. Don't take that to heart.
Yeah.
You got to be true to your foundation and your core. And I'm far from where I want to be, but I know this is the route to take to get there.
Yeah.
And dude, just like you said, real estate podcast. I think they just like, why did y'all do it? Because it's a power move.
We were like, oh, we're thinking it was going to be another year, and then
we were like a couple of years we'll do a podcast,
and then it just fell in our laps, and it was a blessing.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things. Oh, we're not comfortable, but you're never comfortable when you go through something like that. It's just it happens.
No, it's very uncomfortable.
And yeah, we started off doing like scripts and stuff because we wanted to make sure that we weren't rambling too much, which this guy does ramble, unfortunately.
Good.
But he's proud of it, and I'm proud of him. But yeah, Art, like for us, we started this because one of our big visions, and Adam and I both have a very similar vision. He wants to speak in front of thousands of people in a giant stadium and ramble
and not screw it up.
And I've been working really hard on. I was in construction management for 10 years. I'm in the real estate. I'm working on my mortgage. I've been a developer, and I want to develop and build this stadium and make it come to life. So our big vision is, in order to do that, we have to start somewhere, and that's our community. And Kerrville is our community. Like we do help a lot with Hill Country Crisis Council. We're very passionate about them. We've got a shout out about their casino night coming up. So yeah, it's cocktail tire. It's gonna be fun.
It'll be super fun.
Man.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We're going to announce a little contest to get some VIP tickets to their casino night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself go with this podcast? Like, what's your 5-year vision? Like,
my 5-year vision is, now it's just me. Michaela is living her life, and that's the next episode we have before it's just me. I'm gonna Zoom Michaela. We're gonna have explain to our viewers, and they deserve it. They deserve an
that's very
explanation.
respectful.
That's good.
And then I'm just gonna continue the Kerrville podcast, and 5 years I'll still be having guests on. And we are the future.
Yeah.
We are the future. I mean, we're the young and upcoming Kerrville.
Yeah, we're the change.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna have each and every person that adds value to this community. I'm talking about the Little League who goes to the Nationals. I'm talking about the new mayor who's, it may be you. It may be you. It may be,
our producer.
You never know. I want Andrew Gay and Gilbert back on. I want reoccurring guests. I want to be so involved in the community that I'm not even thinking about monetization anymore. I'm thinking about providing so much value through the podcast to Kerrville that, maybe the money will come, maybe it won't, but of course it will. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. Once you provide that value, the money will come.
Yeah. You got to push the value, and like I say, it's just reaching out to your community and acting from a good heart. The people come and file in, basically.
Absolutely.
You prove that your heart's in the community. You're here to make a good difference, a good change, and support local. and you can't go wrong. Who can argue with that? I mean,
you can't, and that's why it's such a power move, y'all. It really is. From tragedies to victories, anything that happens in Kerrville in the local area, I want to be part of it, and I want them to come on and feel like they can use my platform to express how they feel, what's going on,
right?
Good and bad in Kerrville, bring it on, y'all. That's what it's about.
Exactly. Yeah. It's also like a lot of people are concerned about competition. So, we have competitors here doing this and that, and we obviously kind of approach the market in a different way. We come through and say, how can we build a relationship? There's plenty of people around to go and jump on every show, and there's different viewerships for everybody.
Yeah.
So how can you basically just build a relationship to be power partners? Basically,
Well, that's the scarcity mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not that y'all have it. I'm saying that's when somebody comes into something with the scarcity mentality, like, man, I'm gonna start a podcast, but I don't know. John Barrera already does it. John Pratt already does it. Adam does it. Well, dude, look out the window, dude. There's Chinatown. Is there another Chinese restaurant in town? Dude, there's you got Sword and Dragon down the road. Like, why did Sword and Dragon pop up?
Yeah.
Did they say, oh, I don't know, you got China? No, dude. And they know each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you can have healthy competition.
Dude, when I started, they were like, the leads down the road, they're doing that. I'm like, yeah, I've been on his podcast.
Right. Yeah. I've been there.
He's been on ours. Oh, Andrew Gay and Gilbert are doing that. Oh yeah, I know, dude. They've been on our podcast. And, like, so
we're all buds around here.
Absolutely. So I think with the scarcity mentality will hold us back. Dude, we are competitors in the real estate market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But guess what? Dude, share me your listings. I'll share you mine. Let's make some money together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's do the same darn thing with the podcast.
Yeah.
And that is exactly why marketing and Blue Anchor Marketing of Texas, I got Adam involved in that. Gosh, that was back in early September when we started
August 2021.
Officially, I think it was September.
Yeah, officially, we filed.
I was telling him, I was like, how can real estate and marketing tie together?
Mm-hmm.
And what better way to do it is with your best friend and, build the foundations of the marketing company. And now we're doing automation. And now we just brought someone in to help us with data solutions. So like it's coming together, and then eventually it's going to be like, hey, you got a listing on this? Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and market that for you. And since I'm a licensed realtor and you're a licensed realtor, if I bring someone in, I want a referral.
Dude.
Bam.
Boom. And guess who makes money? I do.
And I do. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like
everybody gets bread.
Exactly.
I think we're realizing that we need to do a real estate podcast.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, why not? We got the place, got the equipment, got the people.
Yeah.
And there's a jillion realtors here in Kerrville.
Let's talk about the podcast network for a second that we're both part of.
Absolutely, yeah.
Andrew Gay. So, like, if you're a plumber, if you're an electrician, if you're a restaurant owner, whatever you are in Kerrville, out of Kerrville, in the Hill Country, if you want to be part of a podcast network, come on in. If you don't have the equipment, you can do it right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Andrew and Gilbert will let you.
Yep.
And it's.
And if you need help with getting it started, Blue Anchor can help you with that process.
Yeah, and that's actually something that we're currently working on. Is we've been in talks with Andrew and Gilbert and some of the people of basically having Blue Anchor Productions or Blue Anchor Media, like an arm of our marketing agency, to basically help people put their name out there, get a podcast going, get some video. Like, no matter what you do, even if you're a streamer, a gamer, or a realtor trying to do a podcast, or a plumber, anybody, we can come in and help you out. So that's actually what we're putting that together. So so we can build a network and basically spread the love of what this benefits.
Who are y'all focusing on for your guests? Business owners.
We've been kind of. So this is the BAMoT show is a real focus on marketing.
Mm-hmm.
It is also have the focus of the community, entrepreneurs. So we're really trying to find a way to engage people and get them. We've had some episodes that are really high focused on, SEO and automation, and then we've had some where it's just we're sitting down with a filmmaker and talking about his film, and he just had it, Isa Roman at Calhoun.
Yeah.
So as far as our best guests, it depends. It's like it depends on. We've been approached by some people that they'd be interested in doing it. They just don't know how, and we want to give people that opportunity. And it's not about us. It's truly about helping others burst that bubble. We can help more people burst that bubble. Guess what? They're going to refer 5 or 6 people to this podcast, and then we're going to grow.
Absolutely.
So anyone that's listening here, please feel free to share this video if you're watching it after the fact. Share it to some friends. Get it out there. We're really trying to help this community out as much as possible.
Yeah.
So,
dude, you can go through any of our 90 guests and invite them on your podcast. I don't care, dude. It's a network. I'll put my money where my mouth is and say I'm truly about networking.
Yeah.
Come on, go through the list, invite all of them, dude.
Yeah.
Build your guests up. Get more people to your podcast.
Yeah.
Because I'm serious about networking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a key factor to this. We network.
That's right.
I actually listened to one of the later newer podcasts with the gentleman that's doing the indoor soccer arena. I was listening. I couldn't finish it yet last night, but I was listening to that. I can't remember his name, but I would love to have him on. Yeah,
Nelson.
Nelson.
With DeVille. Yeah, he's trying to create a. Actually, he is.
Yeah.
It's a, like you said, indoor sports arena over at behind HB. What the heck? I'm having a brain fart. Yeah. What's
the old HB?
Yeah. The something community. The Doyle District. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. We were interviewing a lot of people around town. We're like, dude, what about the Doyle community? And then, we had 3 guests on from the Doyle community that represented Jay Castillo with Dream Team Landscaping.
Yes.
That's my boy. Invite him on here, dude.
Dude. Oh yeah. Well, he's in our coaching program for our small business boost up.
Good people, dude. He's doing great, man.
He is. Yeah.
He actually just bought my super power washing company.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't have time to even wash my hair, let alone washing driveways.
Right.
Like, dude, it's like from the time it's acceptable to accept phone calls, even before then, till the time it's not, you know how it is. Your phone's going off, and we're blessed for that. So it's a busy market, and
Well, we really appreciate you being on the show. I think we're right about that 20-minute mark.
Yep.
I just wanted to close out and say thank you so much for being here.
Dude,
I appreciate
it. It was a blessing to run into you at property and then realize, oh my gosh, you have the Kerrville Podcast. You're a part of the same network that we're a part of.
Yeah, dude.
And you're here.
Dude, I'm here, man.
This is episode 12. We'd love to, we're definitely interested in kind of seeing how things go. And maybe further down the road, we can have you back on and we can talk about some of our, positive successes and, some of the challenges that we've had to get through. But, other than that, thank you for being on here and wish you the best for real estate and looking forward to your Kerrville podcast.
Thank you. Y'all are invited on the Kerrville podcast.
We'll be there.
Awesome.
John.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
Y'all come on.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So we are Blue Acre Marketing of Texas. And don't forget, so this is the announcement for Hill Country Crisis Council. We are going to be running a contest this week and be announcing some winners next week on our show live. So buy your tickets to Casino Night before Sunday, and you'll have a chance to win a VIP upgrade, which gives you VIP bar service. And basically, you don't have to wait for any drinks or anything, and people come to your table. So yeah, these VIP tickets were only available through sponsorships, and we need people to come through. We hit the sponsorship point, and they're very happy with that. Now we just need people to come in. So this week, go on to hillcountrycrisiscouncil.com/casino night. You can buy tickets from there. So everybody that buys tickets all the way from previous all the way up through Sunday, we're going to enter your name. We're going to do something very fun. We're still kind of putting some. We're going to go crazy with how we're going to choose this.
We're going to on next Tuesdays when we're going to go ahead and announce it.
Yeah. So next Tuesday.
Sweet.
So next Tuesday, what we're going to do is basically enter you in, and there's 10 VIP tickets that we're going to be upgrading people on. So everybody that's bought a ticket by Sunday, we're going to put you in, draw some names for 10 winners. And we might have a bonus, some little bit of bonus going on there. Depends on how the week goes. But stay tuned. We're gonna do something crazy, something fun. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, we've been like talking to the team of like how we're gonna pick these winners, and we don't want to go too big, but we also want to make it really crazy. Yeah. So anyway, let it go out there, and maybe you'll get some VIP. It'll be a fun time. Saturday, November 19th is when the casino night is. So it'll be a good time. So get them on out and play some games. All right. Everybody have a wonderful Tuesday, November 8th. Already, dadgum. Go vote.
Mhm. That's
All right.
right.
Have a good one, everybody. Maybe.